Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us for the latest of a long and continuing series of incredible improvements that we're making in the community of North Hollywood, and especially around transportation and recreation. And this is a place where those two things really come together in a very beautiful way here at the Chandler bike path. You know, I can very well remember not that many years ago riding on this bike path and riding through the city of Burbank, which had, it continues on into the city of Burbank, and riding through an area that was beautifully landscaped and beautifully maintained, and then crossing over into the Los Angeles side and seeing, you know, an amenity that was not as well maintained. Well, I'm very, very pleased that with this improvement and the improvements that are still going to be coming, our friends in the city of Burbank are going to have to start playing catch up with us because this is really a big step forward. Just not long ago, some of you were with us when we broke ground on the Chandler bike path gap closure. And thanks to funding that we received from Metro and from the state of California, thanks to the work of our Assembly member, Audrey Nazarian, we are going to be able to close the gaps in this bike path so that it will be a continuous ride all the way from Burbank on out to the West Valley. This has been a big priority for this area for a long time, and now it's becoming a reality. And as people are taking that long ride along this east-west backbone of bike infrastructure in the area, through this stretch, they're going to be able to enjoy not only the accessibility improvements that we're adding today and the landscaping improvements and the exercise and recreational amenities, but they're also going to enjoy these murals, some of which had gone years and years and years of being poorly maintained. Now we're in the process of restoring them. We've already restored 3 of them. There's more to come. And there will be as many as 5 brand new murals along this stretch of the Chandler bike path as well. In addition to that, this project includes up to a dozen or so pieces of exercise equipment that will be in clumps of 3 so that people will be able to ride from station to station. The connection of this amenity with the surrounding neighborhood in a more accessible way with easy access for pedestrians and bicyclists and those who are mobility challenged with ADA accessible connections. Really important for a neighborhood that is very park poor to be able to have ready access to this incredible amenity that we have here. There's going to be water conservation components consistent with everything else that we're doing and trying to make sure that we keep water on site and help to restore our groundwater with it. Decorative signage, new lighting to make sure that this is going to be a safe and enjoyable place all throughout the day. So I just couldn't be more delighted that we've brought together the city family to be able to make this project a reality. Funding, by the way, for much of this came from excess CRA bond funds that were intended to be used for this area. When they became surplus, we decided, well, we know where that money can be spent. It can be spent in improving the Chandler bike path, and that's what you're seeing here today. So with that, I'm really, really pleased to be able to recognize the people who've made this happen. And I want to first thank and recognize the President of the Public Works Board of Commissioners, Aura Garcia. Aura?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, President Krekorian. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here with you and joined with Bureau of Street Services and our Connie Llanos of Department of Transportation. This is a very long time effort that we all have been excited to bring together. At the Board of Public Works, as commissioners, we always look how we can improve the lives of the members of the community, and we really want to make an impact out there and making sure that it's feasible, it's nice, it's pretty, it's back to a place of pride for the city. And so this is what we do at Public Public Works. I want to thank a lot of the folks that were part of this program and this project, including the Bureau of Street Lighting, who is also part of today's efforts, and also a Bureau of Contract Administration. Under the Board of Public Works, we're a big family of 6,000 folks that really work every day to improve our city services, provide and maintain our city infrastructure, and make sure that we listen to our community to make sure that we are hearing and that we bring forward what they want. We work very much in conjunction with all council members, including our now President Krekorian, which we're very excited to do that for. And by the way, thank you for the funding for this, because this is just going to bring such a nice enhancement. And I want to ditto what President Krekorian said. We want to have those pretty amenities here too. We want pretty landscape, and we want to make sure that our youth and our seniors and just everybody all around enjoys that piece of the city. We are the second largest city in the nation, and there's a lot of pieces throughout our whole city that need to be worked on and revitalized, and the Bureau of Street Services has done a great job in identifying those places, and this is just one of them. So I want to thank everybody for being here today. I want to thank those that made today happen. It is very special, and just like today we have such a beautiful day, our folks are going to be enjoying this a year from now. So thank you everybody for having me here today. It is a pleasure to be the president of the Board of Public Works, and I just love bringing these type of projects to our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commission President. Give it a second. We sort of have become used to this in this neighborhood, unfortunately, but okay. So a lot of moving pieces in a project like this, as the Commission President Aura Garcia mentioned, to try to bring together the different city agencies to make things happen. And one of the agencies that has been such a great ally of our office and has done so much to improve conditions and quality of life here in North Hollywood and throughout our city is Streets LA. And I'm very, very pleased to be able to publicly thank General Manager Keith Mosey for all of his work and his team's work in not only making a project like this happen, but in the work that they do every day to make sure that we can continue to function as a city and get people around. So pleased to welcome Keith Mosey. Keith.
All right. Thank you, Council President. Thank you for your leadership on this. Thank you, President Garcia, Connie, for your collaboration. Projects like this are great. They're fun. Not only do we pave streets and sidewalks, but that aesthetic quality and beauty to improve the quality of lives for everyone is very important to us. Adding green space, mobility for bikes, ADA is essential. And so that way, when you drive on our newly paved streets and things like that, you're able to pass by and see things of beauty, green space that have calming effects, raise the quality of life, and improve value for everyone. These are fun projects and projects that we enjoy. We love the collaboration and the leadership from the council on these type projects. I want to thank my staff, Streets LA staff, Alexander Cayoza, Patricia Ariza, Anita No, Derek Lee, Victor Cortez, Ernesto Gonzalez, and others, and all the Streets LA team. Again, as I said, these are fun projects. My folks are good at what they do, bringing beauty and value to places like this. And so we love this partnership with LADOT for that, again, that connectivity, for the sidewalks, and for the bicycle ramps. So with that being said, I just want to thank you, and Council President, thank you for your leadership.
All right. Thank you very much, Keith. You know, as I mentioned at the outset, this is one piece of a larger system of transportation improvements, and there have been a lot of big changes that have been coming to North Hollywood. Recently we launched the new Dash line for NoHo. We relaunched Metro's bike share program here in NoHo and made it sure that it was something that was reliable and useful for people who live in this community. Not long ago, the Orange line, which has its terminus here in North Hollywood, was converted to become the first all-electric bus line in the entire county of Los Angeles. We relaunched the Metro Micro Transit program here in North Hollywood to provide easy access for people to get to and from our transit hubs. And as I mentioned, we secured almost $2 million through the state of California, thanks to Assemblymember Nazarian, to finally close the Chandler Bike Gap. So with all of those improvements, it's getting much easier for people to get around North Hollywood and to get to and from North Hollywood from elsewhere. And a key leader in our city in making sure that all of that happens, and I can't be more grateful for the work that the Department of Transportation has done. And I'm pleased to thank and recognize the Interim General Manager of the Department of Transportation, Connie Llanos. Connie?
Thank you so much, Council President. And it is such a pleasure to be here today as well with Board President Garcia and General Manager Mose. As the Council President mentioned, we're so excited about the Chandler Bike Path closure that we're working on, and that is going to be such an amazing complement to this project. And it really speaks to the way we as a city family are thinking about transportation and connectivity. It isn't just about how you get from point A to point B, but it is also what you experience when you're getting from point A to point B. How can we make that experience a more pleasant one? How can we actually have it improve the daily lives of folks? I can't think of a better way than bringing art and movement to a part of the city that, again, for decades has been deprived of a lot of that park space that other communities had the pleasure of having. But you know, that work is really easy when you have city leaders who understand the value and significance of transportation and who are willing to stand with us and advocate on behalf of those projects, for those resources, and stand in solidarity with departments. They really make our jobs easy. So it's a huge thank you for you, Council President Krekorian, a tremendous city leader, but a tremendous transportation leader for Los Angeles. And we're really grateful to be a part of this team and be able to deliver on that. So thank you.
Thanks, Connie. Can I mention what we discussed earlier?
Sure,
okay. So first of all, thank you to all the men and women of DOT as well, who do such a great job for us every day. I was discussing earlier with Connie that we'll give it a second. Sorry. So in a previous life, Connie was a journalist before she started running one of our biggest departments in the city. And this was 20 or so years ago. And when she was a journalist, one of the first assignments she got was writing a story about this bike path. And when the Daily News ran that story, it ran under the headline, "A Tale of Two Cities." And the thrust of it was, look at what a great job Burbank is doing on this, and look at how LA can't get its act together. And this is, I think this is such a great LA story, because the very person who wrote that is now part of making sure that that problem is corrected. And we are now a tale of two cities united with a fantastic bike path on both sides of the boundary. So thank you, Connie, for that inspiration that you gave us so long ago, which we're now fixing today. So are we good to go? Okay, so we're good to go. I do just want to take a moment to thank the NoHo Neighborhood Council, its president, Maria Sosian, and all of the board members of North Hollywood. They're such great partners of our office and of all the city departments, and they're really driving a lot of this change forward, and we appreciate their partnership. So with that, I think we're ready to turn a shovel of dirt. Okay, 1, 2, 3.